Mark, 2 minutes until airtime for this live show broadcast. Your next time cue will come with 1 minute until airtime on the Rice Sports Network. Stations, we're coming up on 1 minute until airtime. 1 minute in 5, 4, 3, 2, mark. 1 minute stations, 1 minute until airtime for this live show broadcast. Studios, when you hear, please start your archive recording. Coming up on 30 seconds until airtime on my mark. Mark, 30 seconds. Your next and final time cue will be with 15 seconds until airtime. Coming up on 15 seconds until airtime. Mark, 15 seconds stations. Have fun.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Rice Sports Network. Sports Network from Learfield, live from Palace Social. Welcome to the José Cruz Jr. Show. The José Cruz Jr. Show is brought to you by IBEW Local Union 716 and by Palace Social, one of Houston's premier entertainment and event destinations, offering high-end food and cocktails, bowling, virtual reality, arcade, and so much more. Now, to lead things off, along with the coach, here's the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
Yes, we made it. We are back here at Palace Social, the José Cruz Jr. Show here live at Palace Social. They switched us around. You can watch us on the Owls Facebook and YouTube channel. Had to get the view of the Sunday bar. I demanded it. Get the Sunday bar. We've got the bowling behind us. They've got a couple really big parties. One of those back where we usually are. So being the accommodating folks that we are, we say, yeah, we're moving around. We like changing it up here. And we have for the next hour or so, we talk some Rice Owls baseball with Bixby Family Head Baseball Coach José Cruz Jr. We got the lefty, J.D. McCracken, and we got the righty, Houston's own Tucker Alch coming here in a bit, but joined now by a I don't know what that game he was playing, but it is José Cruz Jr. What was that game you're playing?
It's a mindless coin toss. I don't know what it is. It just
okay.
You're just trying to get the full collection of cards. That's where we're at.
The competitor in you comes out.
It's all about timing and skill, you know.
Okay, but as coach, they have the arcade. They've got bowling. And they have a big spread here. TVs. You got some hockey, don't you know, on the tube here. It is a great set right here by the bar as well. Well, how about that weekend? You take 2 or 3 from UTSA. What are your overall thoughts? Yeah. Good crowd, by the way.
Yeah. It was, you know what, we had just great momentum. We played really well. We fought our way to win that series. We were really close. Ultimately, we were 4 outs away from sweeping that series. I will admit it. Yesterday's game hurt a little bit. We were really close. But, I mean, at the end of the day, they're a really good offensive team. They put together a really good inning. We couldn't shut them down just for one inning in the game, really. And at the same time, we only had one really good inning offensively, and it came with the Ben Dukes 2-strike homer, really, which is great. And so it was, he's been on quite the tear, become quite invaluable to our team in so many ways. So it was it was really great to see our guys go out there, have a certain level of expectancy about themselves and about what they can do, both offensively, defensively, I should say both all three ways, defensively and pitching. So it was great to see our guys grow. You've seen it now it's been about 3 weeks in a row, almost 4, because it was like, I think it was starting to build against the Memphis series. It was starting to build and we just couldn't break through. And all of a sudden we had a nice midweek and then everything changed for us, the attitude, the practices, how we went about our business, how we respected our work. I thought that was also very significant. So now that we have a standard that we've been trying to elevate, you've been in my office and you see a big old sign that says elevate the standard. So now it's time to go and play a very good Lamar team this week and play a team in Charlotte this weekend. I think they're a game ahead of us right now. And they've been a thorn in our side since I've been here. So it's about that time that we do something about it.
Yeah. For those that know, but don't remember, going back a few weeks, like you said, what has been the big difference here really since the beginning of April, a little before, like you said, that Memphis series where the guys believe in themselves and it has gone onto the field and they're just playing so much better?
Yeah, I think it came down, and I keep going back to a practice we had a few weeks ago, and we were so close in Memphis and we couldn't get that hit. And it's really a weird feeling and the worst feeling in that you think you should have won every game and you got swept, and you're like, we could have easily swept them. So they were the coaches were complimentary, and they were like, you know what, the team's really good. We just hope they don't figure it out when we're playing them. And sure enough, we figured it out the next week. But I think we ended up creating a practice where we had a bunch of situations in the exact same ones that we were not succeeding in, and we just started the whole practice with that situation. At the same time, we created that obstacle for the pitchers to be able to handle those situations as well and understand you just got to keep throwing, keep executing pitches. And next thing you know, things started moving around offensively. We started stealing more bases. We started getting more jumps. We started shortening up our swing. We made adjustments with 2 strikes. We were battling our butts off. I mean, we've had a couple of weeks now where everybody in the lineup's gotten hits. So when you have offense like that and commitment like that, usually success follows.
All right, let's break down specifically that Friday game. You went at 9-8 in 10 innings, kind of been a theme of the home conference series recently. You have at least one of those extra innings to even things out. But however you want to dissect it, but you get the Motley triple earlier in the game. That big second inning, you had the Dukes and Motley first career homers in the same inning. Mm-hmm. But how big was it to get that first run in the way you did it, too?
No, it was awesome, really. I want to say the Motley homer was also 2 strikes. And then a couple of batters later, I want to say Deviney was on, and I remember calling a hit and run. So Deviney took off and Dukes took a rip at one, and lo and behold, he got it. We're running around, and one of the things I remember was Deviney's coming up. I hold the hands up, and I'm like, hey, he hit it out. And he's like, oh, thank God, because he didn't want to keep running. Like, thank God he did.
Slow the trot.
Yeah. So it was great. Ben was really excited, running in third. So that was really cool. Manny got a homer also after that. I want to say, I mean, the guys were feeling good about themselves, and they believe that they can beat UTSA. And we got good fortune in that we had some wind. There was some wind action, and Tobias just missed the ball to right. Their outfielder who's playing right field was at third base pretty much the whole game. And so he attacked the ball, just went really reckless at it, and the ball floated a little bit above him, and Motley was running well, and he got to third base. They called timeout. And then one of the things that happened, I want to say maybe against UAB, where we had a similar situation, and we had 2 different guys on, and it was not executed as well as it could have been. So we talked through that play already before in one of the practices that we had. We talked about it, and the next time we were going to have a play like that, I decided that instead of doing like a safety squeeze, we're going to do some sort of different style of safety squeeze, and we're going to make it in between a safety squeeze and a suicide squeeze.
Okay.
I don't know what you call that, but that's what we were doing.
The Cruz squeeze.
So we were going there, and Davini's really good at the bat and ball, and we spoke before, and like, look, man, we're going to push it right now. You're going to drag this bunt down the third base line as best you can. If he throws a strike, you lay it down. Tobias, you're going to be extra aggressive. As soon as that guy squares the bunt down, you're going to take off. And he's like, I got it. And sure enough, man, first thing you know, the guy throws a fastball away, perfect pitch to do the bunt on. Davini did it perfect to perfection. Showed the bat late. Everybody was on their heels. At the same time, it went in between the pitcher and the third baseman, and Tobias was running by him. I mean, there was a lot of chaos there at that moment, especially after the guy just missed the ball. The pitcher was still upset about it. They're trying to shake it off, and then pressure right away. He saw Tobias running, and he kind of just whiffed at the ball. He went at it, whiffed. The third baseman almost collided, and Tobias dove in, and we won the game. And I think that it was just like a big weight off our shoulders. And I think the next day was a carryover of that, and we just started to just put it to them right away. And I'm sure they're not used to losing like in that fashion and not being in it. But kudos to our guys for just executing and being in the game, both offensively, defensively, and JD McCracken, who pitched a great game. Tried to give him, and when he comes talk, I tried to let him pitch the complete game here. I did the
Just
best.
one more pitch. Come on,
the best I could for him to do that. But he did a great job. Anytime your starter can pitch in the ninth, it's always a great day. So that was a good signs for us. Good signs. So now we just go. Let's get these finals over with already, and then that way we can just focus on baseball.
You had 4 double plays in that Saturday game. How big was that for JD? And specifically, it ended. How about that unique Jackson Blank comes in there, just rolls the one pitch. I think they want one pitch of the series, right? And he gets the. Yeah.
He was trying to get a double play. JD said, God, I want a double play. But the funny part was that when he got on the mound, and I'm like, hey, all right, man, it's your game to Jackson. It's your game. Let's go. The infield was like, hey, man, just throw one pitch, man. Just throw one pitch, man. We'll get double play. And sure enough, it happened like that. We rolled it. I mean, it was hit well. I think it was close because I want to say it was an instant replay to end that game. But it was just another one. I don't know where we are. We're ranked. We got to be at least top 10 in NCAA baseball in double plays turn. So hopefully more to come here in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think it was 7th going into last weekend. I can only imagine it going up after that. Stay tuned. More with Coach Cruz coming up after this. More here at Palace Social. It is the José Cruz Jr. Show live from Learfield.
Whether running a marathon or walking your dog, every movement matters. But when you're in pain, simple activities can feel unbearable. At Houston Methodist Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, our specialists can help you heal faster using the latest technology, minimally invasive procedures, and advanced physical therapy. As the top-ranked hospital in Texas, we have the expertise to keep you moving and help you get back to doing the things you love. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment. 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling, the official beer partner of Rice Athletics, and now available for purchase everywhere in Texas. The Yingling Company, Fort Worth, Texas. Please enjoy responsibly.
Rice teams and traditions are legendary. Our team as strategic wealth designers are proud to be a partner of Rice Athletics. What an honor to be working together. When you're ready to discuss your financial future, call the team the Owls trust. We look forward to creating your winning strategy for retirement. Visit us at swdgroup.com today and go Owls.
Welcome back to the José Cruz Jr. Show. Here again, the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
Yes. Welcome back. Great crowd here at the bar area at Palace Social. 2 more shows, Dos Mas, after this one here tonight at Palace Social. 41,
I like what you did there. That was good.
Yeah, sí, hablo poco español. No mucho.
That was good.
Yeah, un poco. And going, we're right by Moeller's Bakery, right by the train tracks over here. It is a great spot. They've got a couple great parties going on here. It is a great place for your venue, palacesocial.com. Had the I forgot my food, but it was so great I forgot it. The club special, it was really good. They got great burgers, obviously the great beverages as well. Stay tuned in a second. We have J.D. McCracken and then Tucker Alch of our Rice Owls. More with the boss man, Bixby family head baseball coach José Cruz Jr. How about that Sunday one? Only fitting the series comes down, another wild game between you two. Credit UTSA, obviously, at that big 8th inning. A lot of it came down to that. How'd you see that Sunday one?
It was pretty solid. The offense wasn't clicking as well as it has been. Again, kudos to their starter. He's had quite the year as well, which is really odd for him to be the Sunday guy. But I think at the end of the day, Hallmark really values the Sunday win, so he kind of caters it to that. But I thought we had a good game plan against him. I think it kind of went away. I'm not exactly sure what it was, if it was tired or not, or what. But anyway, it was just we had a couple of good at bats, and that was about it. And they're a good offensive team. I mean, usually you're not going to win 2-0 against them. We held them down fairly well. I mean, it was just 3 batters or so in a row that cost us there. And they did a good job, man. They did a good job. Next time we might switch things up a little bit just to create a couple different looks when it comes to them there late in the game. But again, we faced their heart of the lineup. Their top guys in the conference ended up coming through at the right time for them, and such is baseball.
How about Tucker? We have him coming up in a couple segments. But like you told me before that game, hey, you can air him out. He can go deep, and he did. 6 1/3 shutout. What have you seen from the progression of Tucker? How you told me, hey, he wanted to go a lot sooner, but y'all were careful with him, and it seems like that's paid off. Talk about him
for sure. And I think he's gotten better. He's been building as the years gone on. I thought the last 2 outings have been really good. I thought he was very unlucky at South Florida, and he pitched really well in South Florida against, again, another really good offensive team. And I mean, it was like there was an error. The ball hit the base. There was a chopper over the first baseman, over the third baseman. It was like 3 runs of just like, I don't even know. They barely got the ball out of the infield. So it was an odd deal that day, but he pitched really well. Beyond the numbers, he pitched really well. And was very competitive, and I felt very confident that he could provide us or give us a chance to win on Sunday, and he did. He pitched a great game.
And in that Sunday game, Ben Dukes hit another homer for you, his second of the weekend and his second career. Speak to him a little bit more. You mentioned him in passing there early, rightfully so, but just how what he's developed into. I've called him. I don't think it's too out there on a limb. He's been the glue when he started clicking here and in the lineup. I think he's 8-2, 8-3 when he's in the 2-hole. So This big run has come with him really solidifying things, and just good to see a guy get rewarded after his time waiting.
Mm-hmm. Huh? Yeah. So I thought at the beginning, I had a good idea that he was going to be impactful for us at some capacity this year. At the beginning of the year, I had him down in the bottom part of the lineup because I liked how he was able to get on. There was a speed to flip the lineup over, because I think there's something to be said about having a guy down there that can turn the lineup over. But he was swinging the bat very well. I mean, I think I told him at one point, I'm like, hey, man, I just need you to win batting practice. Let me see you win batting practice. I think it was maybe at Wichita. And he won batting practice, and then Kite got hurt. And then we had already talked about him being, he's like, I was like, you're my second center fielder, so make sure you work at center field. And Kite gets injured. He's in center field, and then he just starts being productive. At the same time, it's like Davini's starting to be productive, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to get these 2 guys on the top of the lineup and see if they can just get on base. And that's another thing. I think he got real comfortable with just being in his role, and his role of just getting on base and doing whatever was necessary to help the team. I think that he got out of his own way in many ways. Some guys get in there and they got to produce and they got to do all these things to stay in the lineup or whatever it is. And I think he grabbed hold of, hey, I'm just going to try to be the best I can for the team. My job is to get on base. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get on base, steal a base, whatever I need to do to score. And I think that from that, paradigm shift, for him. He was able to just all of a sudden making good contact, getting on base. He was always walking. A lot of times earlier when he was hitting in the 2-hole or wherever he was, anytime there was a guy on base, it's always like, hey, see if you can't drag it, see if you can't push him to second, and maybe get a hit yourself. And of late, it's been like, no, I'm not bunting, swing the bat. I'll do signs just to do signs, but I'm just swing the bat. And he came up with a big 2-out double, I think it was, on Friday. That said a lot of. I mean, it really was a dagger for them when he did that. And where before it would be totally different. So, I mean, he's had some great at-bats really all week, more than all week. And I want to say that about 3 weeks in a row, something around there, he's been really, really a contributing factor in everything that we do. So, he's definitely in the lineup. I mean, hopefully Kite comes back soon, and we'll figure out where he's going to play. But it's definitely going to be a good problem for us to have where we can maybe just expand our lineup with another good offensive bat and a veteran presence, and you're going to add Dukes to that, and probably Deviney to that. So our outfield is going to be pretty significant there, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do with the DH. And I think our infield's pretty solid at the moment. So you're right. It's been a glue for us to be able to have a guy like that just get on base and be so productive.
And you mentioned Kite quickly. He talked to me during the weekend, and he told me he was almost there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you expect him on the Lamar Charlotte trip, or is it still too early to tell?
I'll be able to tell you tomorrow and see how he's running tomorrow. But definitely the target is Charlotte. I already told him, I'm like, look, I need you for Charlotte. I need you to be healthy so you can finish the year out. We have 13 games to go after this weekend. I need you to be as healthy as possible, and then put him out there, whether it's center field or right field, and just let him get his swing off, and hopefully he can just keep going to where he was. Because before he left, he was definitely one of our most productive offensive bats. I mean, he did everything we asked of him. He was leading the team in stolen bases. He was leading the team in average. He had 3 or so homers. He was hitting for power, a bunch of triples. So add that to our current lineup that we have, and it's going to be a more formidable lineup, a deeper lineup, a little more slug. So again, excited for him to return, and hopefully he can do it hopefully he can play against Lamar. That would be ideal, but if not, we'll be extra cautious and make sure he's ready to go for Charlotte.
Overall thoughts on the next few games. You got Lamar Wednesday over in the Golden Triangle. Lamar, Coach Davis, his 34-8 was it? And they have just been mowing through folks. Mm-hmm. Traditional rivalry there, playing them most every year. But then Charlotte, defending Conference USA champ, and they come into a good baseball league, and they're right above you in the standings. Your thoughts on this road trip coming up?
I think, it's good. The good thing is going to be that we don't have to. So I was really concerned about this weekend, not only because UTSA was coming, but also because it's always tricky how guys are going to respond because of the finals grind at Rice, because it is a grind there. A lot of things are riding on it. Your grades, your GPA, eligibility, study, pride, whatever it is. But it takes a lot of time. So they responded beautifully. There's still a couple more days to go there. Tomorrow's practice is in flux because we have half the team's taking a bunch of finals in the morning, the other half's taking it in the afternoon, and a handful are taking it at 7 p.m. So it's like, okay, when are we going to practice? So we'll figure that out soon enough. But then we have Lamar, who's playing. I mean, it was ridiculous. We're like, what in the world are they doing? Who are they playing? But they have a great coach, and they've put together something really nice this year. So it'll be fun. We've played them well here the last couple of years. So I'm excited to see what that's going to look like on Wednesday. But Charlotte's a team that we're going to have to play the same kind of ball we've been playing for the last 3 weeks, because they're going to be tough. They lost a lot of their guys that we've been accustomed to seeing, because their team was really good. I mean, they had the home run leader at one point last year, and some veteran guys that were all conference. They had like 3 all conference guys. They're really good, and I want to say pitcher of the year. So they lost all those guys, so they just have to retool. They're gonna be very competitive. The ball flies there. So our guys are going to like that. I don't know if they know exactly how good we are just yet, but we're just going to give them all we got, and hopefully get out there with a series win, and be either tied with them or better by the time we come back.
Keep it going. Get those dubs.
That's right.
Appreciate it. Bixby family of baseball coach for Rice Owls, Jose Cruz Jr. Coming up next, we'll have one and only J.D. McCracken here at the high table at Palace Social, the Jose Cruz Jr. Show live from Learfield.
Big trip on the horizon? Before you depart, you gotta park. The parking spot is a simpler, easier way to navigate airport parking, and you can save when you book online. You're guaranteed a spot, and we even pick you up at your trunk in our yellow and black spotted shuttles and take you straight to the terminal. Parking and saving come full circle at the parking spot. The parking spot, proud sponsor of Rice University. Visit theparkingspot.com to reserve your spot today.
The lights, the sounds, the cameras, the electricity. If you can feel it, hear it, see it, chances are an IBEW electrician built it. The members of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 716 built the things that make Rice University and Houston great. When your next construction project needs to be on time and on budget, it's time to hire IBEW electricians. Learn more at IBEW716.net.
The newly renovated Houston Marriott Medical Center Museum District is a proud new sponsor of Rice University Athletics. For visiting families and fans, the closest hotel to Rice University is delighted to offer preferred rates. Guests will enjoy 2 new restaurants, a new exclusive M Club lounge, and complimentary shuttle service within 2 miles of the hotel. Visit Marriott.com to learn more.
Live at Palace Social, this is the Jose Cruz Jr. Show. Now, alongside the coach, let's rejoin the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
Yes. Back here at Palace Social, 4191 Bel Air Boulevard. J.D. McCracken in a second. Did want to pass on this other Rice sporting news. Congrats to the Rice men's tennis team. They're going to the NCAAs, if you just did not hear. They got an at-large bid. They take on the Texas A&M Aggies in the first round coming up. That is on Friday. F.A. Ustentag's sending out a message. Thanks for all the support, and look forward to a great tournament starting this weekend. Go Owls. Tucker Alch in a second. Now we have the Saturday extraordinaire for the blue and gray, one and only J.D. McCracken. J.D., how are we doing?
Good. How are you?
No stranger to this, right?
No, I've done it once.
Yeah. More nervous here or more nervous on a chip shot maybe to get break par?
Here.
Here.
I don't like being in front of people.
Okay. Same here. Get used to it, though, after a while. What was so special about that Saturday game to you? I talked to you about it before the Friday game because I didn't want to bother you before you pitched, but what was clicking in that one?
Yeah, it was just Bang's scouting report, knowing that we played them twice last year. The first time I pitched well against them. Second time they took away my off-speed pitches. And then Saturday I just honestly threw 90% fastballs, and they were sitting on my off-speed. So, I mean, I went deep in the game because they were selling out for off-speed until the 6th inning.
So don't give away any secrets or anything, but that last mound visit right before Jackson comes in, you don't know it at the time, but you're like, come on, coach, one more pitch. Is there politicking there? He's like, all right, boss, whatever you think. I mean, I guess you kind of know when he walks out, but what's it like? What's that conversation from your end like?
I mean, I knew I was getting pulled, but I had a high pitch count.
Yeah. He
gave me a chance. Like, they didn't pull me whenever I let the first guy on base, so I thought it was pretty fair. I think I could have gotten a double play on one pitch though, but still, I thought it was fair.
Yeah, I said after the fact, not many games do you have one guy throw 114 to the 115 pitches, but after Jackson threw the twin killing, you're like, oh, come on, I could have done that.
Yeah, kind of, honestly.
How big is that? Jackson's been – he only had that one pitch, very economical, but he's been big coming up lately for you all. I think he came in the Saturday USF game, or came in, I know, a couple times in that series.
Yeah, Blank's been really good out of the pen. As a freshman, he shows a lot of poise and composure as a freshman, and he shows 3 pitches for strikes out of the bullpen, which is huge.
Yeah. You also mentioned there that relationship you have with Coach Bangs, and obviously most starting pitchers at elite level of college baseball are tight with their pitching coaches, but you were telling me a few weeks ago it's especially tight with you and the starters and Coach Bangs. What is it about him?
I mean, I came here because of him. Sorry, Coach Cruz. But, yeah, he's the reason I came here. Like, he helped recruit me, and I was missing having a pitching coach relationship at my previous school, and that's kind of what brought me in. And knowing that he's done everything with me that he told me he would do is really special, and I share a good bond with him for sure.
Where do you think you've grown the most? Because this year, different than last year, we saw the strides coming last year, but you're a different animal this year. What's been the big difference this whole season?
I mean, my big thing this year was just commanding the zone. I let too many free passes last year, hit by pitches and walks, and I still honestly am not where I wanted to be, but I've given myself more of a chance by throwing more strikes. I still wish I threw way more, but yeah, it's just getting ahead in the count and trusting your stuff. I don't give up a ton of solid hits, and I just want to pitch to contact and get ground balls so my defense can work behind me for sure.
Yeah. For those that don't remember, when you're on here last year, I think you talked about this same story, but growing up in Murfreesboro, where you pitched well last year was, right? But you're a big Vanderbilt fan growing up, right? You patterned some of you like David Price growing up. And who are your other baseball influences growing up and thick SEC country there, and just I guess in the South, you get a lot of options.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, David Price, hometown guy. Growing up being a Vanderbilt fan, I got to watch him all the time. Sonny Gray, Carson Fulmer, Tyler Beatty, lots of Vanderbilt guys. I mean, as you said, I grew up like idolizing that team and watching those guys grow and compete in the SEC for sure.
Yeah. Talking to J.D. McCracken here at the Jose Cruz Jr. Show. What have you seen as the maturation from the rest of the staff, too? As you kind of knew what Parker would be coming in, but he's got it going recently. Young guy we're talking to next, Tucker Alt, he's clicking. What has gotten better here this year?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of question marks around our pitching staff at the beginning of the year. Lots of new faces, whether it be transfers or freshmen, and we didn't know after losing so many guys to graduating or to the draft last year how we would shape up. And I think a lot of guys answered the call and responded in a big way and stepped up to form like very reputable positions on our staff, and it's really helped out for sure.
So the real question is not just juggling finals in ball, but you've got a very serious golf game to judge too. So did you get out at Herman Park today too and shoot that 79 like you told me last week? Or
I didn't go to Herman today. I went to Jersey Meadows, in Jersey City. I came straight from the course.
All right, what did we shoot?
I scrambled with Tyler Hamilton. We shot 3 under.
Okay. So what's your handicap?
At the best I've ever been, I've been a 1.8, but right now I'm like a 4.
Okay.
I'm worst year in season.
I would hope so, right?
Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Divert that attention on the diamond instead of the links. Who is a comparable, or who is the best golfer on the team if you're not Mr. Modest?
Tucker Aldge.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. We shooting. We don't want to talk any bets on the side or anything, but we got any good friendly competitions
we just
going?
We go play a decent amount, and we have fun every time we play.
For the love of the game, right? How long would you start playing golf before baseball? Baseball before golf?
No, I started golf my senior year of high school. It's brand new to me, and I love it. I'm addicted to it.
Yeah. It's something about here, hockey players play a lot, baseball. I know you don't hit, but something with that swing that guys like.
I played hockey, and I hit until I came here. So.
Okay. So when, I didn't know that, I guess, about hockey. When did that stop?
I stopped playing hockey when I was 13 or 14. My brother got tripped and broke his tibia and fibula, and my parents were like, no, you're done. Because that was when I was starting to get pretty decent at baseball.
Yeah.
So.
That kind of won out after a while. What's the key the rest of the way? You got so many big weekend series, and obviously the midweek's coming up too. But what's the key as you guys have turned it around? What's the key to keep this going here?
It's just keeping the foot on the gas. I mean, taking one game at a time. Charlotte's a big weekend this week. I think we're very capable of sweeping them, and just take it one game at a time. Keep both sides accountable and just see where it goes.
I like it. Thank you much.
Thank you.
Did great. Appreciate it. J.D. McCracken joining us here at the high table. Coming up next, apparently another good golfer in his own right, can pitch a little baseball too. Tucker Alch coming up. It's the Jose Cruz Jr. Show live from Palace Social from Learfield.
Owls fans, you may not think of yourself as an athlete, but everyday life is full of athletic feats. You bend, you reach, you lift, you twist until back, neck, or shoulder pain hits, which brings you to a stop. So whether you're an athlete or not, the Joint Chiropractic can help ease your pain and keep you on the active list. Visit any of our 40-plus Houston area locations or thejoint.com today to get your first consultation, exam, and adjustment for just $29. The Joint Chiropractic, the official chiropractor of Rice University Athletics.
Owl fans, need a lift? Look no further than Avalon Bus Services. Servicing the entire nation, Avalon Bus Services can take any group size, any distance, and is ready to service you Owl fans. Servicing your Owls since 2016, it is a no-brainer why the Owls choose Avalon for their transportation needs. With 10 different locations as well as nationwide services, it is easier than ever to book with Avalon Bus Services. To book a ride for your next Owls game, whether on the road or here at Rice Stadium, visit avalonbus.com. Avalon Bus, proud sponsor of Rice Athletics.
Rice teams and traditions are legendary. Our team as strategic wealth designers are proud to be a partner of Rice Athletics. What an honor to be working together. When you're ready to discuss your financial future, call the team the Owls trust. We look forward to creating your winning strategy for retirement. Visit us at swdgroup.com today and go Owls.
Welcome back to the Jose Cruz Jr. Show. Here again, the voice of the Owls, J.P. Heath.
Welcome back here to Palace Social, 4191 Bel Air Boulevard. By the way, we're on the Rice YouTube, Facebook, X pages tonight, too. You can catch us on the Varsity Network app, the Rice Owls Game Day app, riceowls.com. That's where I'll be in the big city of Beaumont here Wednesday, and then this weekend calling the action of the Owls, and this guy here most likely on Sunday. It is the one and the only Tucker Alch. How are we doing, young man?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Thanks. You bring out the big crowd, I see.
Yeah, I know. Now I know why JD was a little nervous.
Yeah. They heard you were coming, and they're just lined up outside. What's this stretch been like for you? We've talked a little bit off mic. I'm not pretending we're besties or anything, but you talk about wanting to wait your time, and now that it's come, what has all that been like for you, that whole process?
Yeah, for a while there, it felt kind of fast and furious, like drinking from a fire hose when I was making a lot of starts for like 2-3 innings. But I'm glad I got to settle into like this Sunday role, and I feel like I'm really putting my best foot forward now. So it's been great, and kind of just trusting Bangs, trusting Coach Cruz, and just trying to compete every time we go out there.
How tough was that when you knew you wanted to come back earlier, and now in hindsight, it looks like obviously the right decision was made? Was that tough as you're thinking, hey, I'm ready, let's go?
It was fun, and my trainer Nikki's giving me a look right now because she knows how bad I wanted it. But definitely trust her 100%. Trust Bangs and Cruz, and they definitely had a plan for me. So, I mean, I'm just grateful for that. I'm grateful I'm getting the opportunities now.
I guess we'd rather have it that way, and then the other way around, saying, "No, I don't want to go." Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't think I'd be here if that was the case.
Yeah, chomping at the bit. What was Sunday like? I know you didn't get the win that you wanted, but you go a career high 6 1/3. Did things seem to come together for you? The durability, if that's the term, and just everything seemed to be clicking out there?
Yeah, definitely. JD talked about it a little bit, but Bangs does a really good job with his game plan and prep. So one thing he always says to us before the game is you don't have to worry about any of the stuff you thought about pregame. Just I'm going to call a pitch and just do the best you can on that pitch. So that's kind of it's a pretty calming thing to know as a pitcher. Like my pitching coach has done all the homework. I just got to go execute the pitch. So I was working my fastball to both sides of the plate, and I think when I do that, I can be pretty effective and get some quick outs, and that's how it felt on Sunday.
I don't pretend everybody here knows the stories we do about you and has read the bio and listened or watched every broadcast, but give us your perspective. Growing up, went to St. Thomas High School. You go, I know at the time you were telling me also just recently you did want to go to Rice for a while, and the coaches have said that, but then going away and then coming back. Give us your perspective on both angles of that.
Yeah, so grew up in Houston and always knew Rice to be an awesome program, historic. Wasn't that good when I was getting recruited out of high school, which is fine, but I went to a Division III school in Washington, D.C. I loved my time there and kind of developed into a better pitcher. So when I got the opportunity to come back, be in my hometown, I live at home right around the corner from here, and I'm getting a great degree. There's really nothing else you can kind of ask for for, a combo baseball and graduate experience.
Yeah. And you're a little modest there. You're dominant at that Division III level, All-American, Conference Pitcher of the Year, all the accolades. What have you seen as the big jump coming up to this level? I imagine, obviously, the speed and the different dimensions, whatnot, but still, hey, baseball 3 outs and 4 balls for a walk, right?
Yeah. It's great. The guys are a lot similar. We're all just baseball players, but I think one thing that Coach Cruz does that's really cool is kind of make it feel like a professional program. So that was definitely kind of the big thing I noticed. A lot of attention to detail. I couldn't really ask for a better place to try to develop given the technology and everything that we have, at our disposal. So just kind of making the most of the opportunity, because I know there's a ton of kids that would kill to be at this school. Yeah. So, taking every opportunity I get to just get a little bit better.
Did much younger Tucker Alch have a favorite Rice Owl? Were you like one of the kids running the bases? We talking that young Tucker, or what was your Rice fandom period?
Well, like I said, I grew up just around the corner, so I used to go to Rice games all the time. And there's a couple pictures of me of a baby because my parents lived right over there in Southampton. So I don't know if I had a favorite player growing up. I should definitely be saying Coach Cruz right now. But I don't want to just sit up here and lie. That was a little before my time.
Just a tad, yeah.
Yeah, that was a little before my time.
So what years we talking? Was that?
Well, I was born in 2000, so.
Okay. So you're right in the Rendon era.
Yeah, I remember kind of when I was 9-10 years old, we did some of the Little League stuff out at Rice Stadium, and I remember Rendon was there, and everyone was talking him up pretty good, and I mean that panned out pretty well for him. So, but yeah, it's cool to see that the traditions like the Little League stuff are still around today. Like Sunday was crazy with all those kids out there, but it was so much fun, and it's cool to be in the position now where they're watching me, and I kind of get to give off that impression.
Yeah. So growing up in Houston, don't want to assume anything, but Astros fan?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Any favorite Astros? Obviously, plenty, but pitching influences, like guys you model after or that kind of gave you some wisdom? Anything like that?
Absolutely. I mean, I love Justin Verlander. He's been my favorite pitcher even before he was an Astro. And then when we got him in 2017, it was just started watching him all the time. But going back, I was a huge Michael Bourne guy. I loved him out in center field. Yeah, he was my favorite Astro growing up. But Verlander was probably he's a pitcher that I kind of think of the most when I think Astros pitchers.
Yeah. Tell us the rest of the season going here. And with you, it's a new role, but it's a familiar role for you with the number of starts, as you mentioned earlier. What's the big key that you focus on week to week? I know you have your processes and your steps, but what's the big thing to focus on the rest of the way?
I think it's just, mid-season, late season now, I think it's a lot about just maintenance and durability and making sure I'm ready to go on Sunday to kind of eat up as many innings as I can and put us in a position to win. So, we did a lot of work with pitch design and, changing the body physically in the off season. And now it's just kind of about fine tuning things. And I think we're playing some good baseball, and I think I'm starting to hit my stride on the mound. So I'm excited for the rest of the season.
Always have folks ask me to ask about the books, and I haven't done that in a few weeks. What you studying? Is it a post, master's?
I'm getting my MBA.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I love it. I got Tyler Hamilton. He's doing the MBA, and then Kite McDonald as well. So it's nice to have guys on the team that I can talk to every day about it, but we're all having a great time. Kite's trying to get me to go to Columbia on this kind of MBA at Rice trip this upcoming September. So I don't know if I'm all in for that, but I know he is. So
wow,
it's just a really cool opportunity. There's a lot of people that would like to be at Rice. So I feel really lucky.
What do you want to do after the baseball days, whenever that is? What with that MBA, do you have an idea or kind of a specific focus you want to get into?
I know I want to be in something like customer facing, so maybe a sales role or something like that. I don't have anything too pinned down right now. I used to want to be a doctor, so I think medical device sales would be really cool.
Okay,
but yeah, I don't think I could just look at a screen. I want to be out talking, communicating.
All right, we got Danny Bossman's here somewhere. We always be selling. That's one of the mottos you can do. Hey, thanks for the wisdom off air, and thanks for coming up here tonight.
No
Appreciate
problem.
it. Thank you very much. The one and only Tucker Alch joining us. We'll wrap up the show. Coming up next here, we are at Palace Social. It's the José Cruz Jr. Show live from Learfield.
Big trip on the horizon? Before you depart, you gotta park. The parking spot is a simpler, easier way to navigate airport parking, and you can save when you book online. You're guaranteed a spot, and we even pick you up at your trunk in our yellow and black spotted shuttles and take you straight to the terminal. Parking and saving come full circle at the parking spot. The parking spot, proud sponsor of Rice University. Visit theparkingspot.com to reserve your spot today.
Behind every door at Houston Methodist, you know what to expect. Expertise. Whether it's life-saving brain surgery, your 3D mammogram that catches breast cancer sooner, or orthopedic specialists helping you feel stronger than ever. With hundreds of doors across Houston, you can get expert care everywhere.
That's the difference between practicing medicine and leading it. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
The lights, the sounds, the cameras, the electricity. If you can feel it, hear it, see it, chances are an IBEW electrician built it. The members of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 716 built the things that make Rice University and Houston great. When your next construction project needs to be on time and on budget, it's time to hire IBEW electricians. Learn more at IBEW716.net.
Live at Palace Social, this is the Jose Cruz Jr. Show. Now, alongside the coach, let's rejoin the voice of the Owls, JP Heath.
Yes, we're back. Wrapping it up here at Palace Social. Good food, good times, and good grub here at Palace Social. I think I butchered that slogan. Happens when you're trying to go off memory. They've got bowling behind us. They've got party here. They've got party there. The Sunday bar. Can you just whip up a Sunday whenever you want? Really? That's a lot of power. You could do that right now. Okay, I'm going to pass, but they've got the huge Sunday bar with all the toppings. They've got, 7-8 lanes of bowling, all the TVs. They got the VR. They've got the Jose Cruz Jr. approved video games in there. Whatever game he was playing in there was like this stick. He was trying to balance and apply his talents there. Thanks to J.D. McCracken for coming on. Thanks to Tucker Alch. Appreciate you all for coming out again here at Palace Social. Dos Mas, 2 more shows here at Palace Social. They've got half-off burgers on Thursdays, half off of the arcade on Tuesdays. Great family-friendly restaurant, entertainment event venue, short drive from Rice University. Bowling lanes. I guess you just said all this, JP. I'm going to say it again. High-end food, craft cocktails, the VR, palacesocial.com to book your event, 713-913-4955. Hall of Famer, thanks for coming out. Roger Tower, everybody, the Hall of Famer, joining us. The enforcer, Ben Dukes, he's also here. Ben Dukes keeps his streak alive. He was our bodyguard last week. And thanks to everybody for Antonio, the whole Cruz folks coming here, the one and only. Appreciate Walter Engineering. Clara back at the studio. I'm JP Heath. We'll talk to you Wednesday from the Golden Triangle and then in the Queen City of Charlotte coming up this weekend for Rice Owls baseball. It's been the Jose Cruz Jr. Show live from Palace Social here from Learfield.
On the Rice Sports Network from Learfield, you've been listening to the Jose Cruz Jr. Show live at Palace Social. Tonight's show was brought to you by IBEW Local Union 716 and by Palace Social, one of Houston's premier entertainment and event destinations, offering high-end food and cocktails, bowling, virtual reality, arcade, and so much more. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation of the Rice Sports Network.